तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नम ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। I'll every time when we discuss the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, I'll be reciting this verse from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which is in the Eastern Division, in the first wave, second verse after the Vastu Nirdesh Akil Rasamrita Sindhu, Akil Rasamrita Murti. This is a beautiful verse where there is Bhagwan Vandana. So we should try to recite this, and this is our only hope. Hridayasya preraya pravrittoham varakarupopi tasya hare padakamalam vande chaitanya devasya. I offer my respects one day to the lotus feet padakamalam of the Supreme Lord in the form of Chaitanya Dev. Tasya hare chaitanya devasya. Though I am a wild person by nature, varakaropapi, this is Rupa Goswami out of his humility saying, by his inspiration within my heart, hridayasya prernaya, I have undertaken this work, pravritta aham. So with the inspiration of our founder Acharya and all the Acharyas coming in the Gaudiya tradition, we are trying to present this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Southern Division. So yesterday we discussed Jiva Goswami's statement, what this statement means, Prabhupada's quotations on the importance of studying the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, especially the Eastern Division, many times, and we should study all the 4 divisions. But you should read it many times, and then you will start understanding it. And then we went into the overview of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which has 4 divisions, East, South, West, North. And this is the chapter names of each of the divisions. Purvivag is Bhagavad Bhakti Bheda. Then Samanya Bhakti, Bhagavad Bhakti Ras. And then Mukta Bhakti Ras and Gaun Bhakti Ras. And these are the chapters in the Prabhupada summary study. Then we discussed a little overview of the Eastern Division, Purva Vibhag. There are four waves, laharis. First, second, third, and fourth. Samanya Bhakti, overview of Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti, Vaidhi and Raghunaga. Third wave is Bhava Bhakti. And fourth wave is Prema Bhakti. We went into a little overview of each of these waves. And then we came to the southern section, which is our discussion for this seminar. And in the southern section, there are five waves: Vibhav, Anubhav, Satviki Bhav, Vebhichari Bhav, and Stahi Bhav. So the first wave is what we began our discussion. And this is the entire syllabus, which is around 385 verses. I mentioned it is almost half of Bhagavad Gita. And practically, Vibhav is the biggest among the among the five waves here. And we saw that Vibhav is, the entire southern wave is 20 to 34 chapters. And Vibhav is 20 to 26 chapters. 27th is only one chapter, Anubhav. 28th is one chapter, Satviki Bhav. 3 chapters for Vibhichari Bhav. And 3 chapters for Stahi Bhav. So that's how even these are the English equivalent words. Vibhav is cause of ecstasy, Anubhav is subsequent ecstasy, Satviki Bhav is existential ecstasy, and Vibhichari Bhav is transient, aggressive ecstasy, and Stahi Bhav is continuous ecstasy. And then we began with the first wave concerning Vibhav, cause of Bhakti Ras. Yesterday we discussed this verse. This is like a Mangala Charan verse. And then we discussed the second wave, which is Bhakti Rasa Amrita. The Bhakti Siddhanta of the definition of Uttama Bhakti is defined in the Eastern wave. And that Uttama Bhakti takes the form of Sadhana Bhakti, within which there is Vaidhi Sadhana, Raganuga Sadhana, and then there is Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. That are the four waves in the Eastern division. And because this book is dealing with rasa, and that's why Rupa Goswami's title of the book is Bhakti Amrita Sindhu, no, Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. So the whole foundation is the Eastern division, where Uttama Bhakti is defined, and the whole foundation of rasa is in the Southern division. So the foundation is 1/4 of the book, and 3/4 is rasa. The foundation components of rasa will be discussed in the Southern division, and what is dasya ras, sakya ras, vatsalya ras, madhurya ras will be discussed in the next wave, that is the Western division. The 5 rasas: shanta, dasya, sakya, vatsalya, and madhurya. And the gaun rasas. The gaun rasas, we know it's a hasya ras, bibhatsya ras, and all that. And then there is what are compatible and incompatible rasas, another 2 chapters. So total 9 chapters there. So the entire rasa is being discussed in 3/4 of the book. So if we don't study the remaining portion, then we are not doing justice to our parampara and Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada, because Srila Prabhupada translated not only the first 19 chapters, he translated the entire Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu book. So we saw that this has 4 divisions. The Southern division, and there is Samanya Bhagavad Bhakti Ras. There is Bhakti Bhagavad Bhakti Ras, which is being discussed. And there are 5 waves. And these are the 5 waves: Vibhav, Anubhav, Satviki Bhav, Vebhichari Bhav, and Stahi Bhav. So this is the Southern division, which we will be discussing. Now, today we'll come to the second subtitle within Vibhav: components of rasa. Vibhav, Anubhav, Satviki Bhav, Vebhichari Bhav, and Stahi Bhav. So what are these rasas? Now, I will be today, as I mentioned, I'll not go into the verse discussion. I will be first discussing the concept of rasa. I'll be giving an overview of rasa, and then we will continue the verse by verse discussion of Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. firstly, I would like to mention that Rupa Goswami has spoken about Bhava Bhakti. Bhava Bhakti is Rati or attraction towards Krishna. And this Rati takes the form of attraction to Krishna in any of the rasas. For that, the Stahi Bhav. What is the Stahi Bhav of the particular candidate who is practicing bhakti, whether it is Santa, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, or Madhura, and especially in Mahaprabhu's movement, the first four are there, except Santa, the four rasas, that is Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhuri. So only when there is Tahi Bhav, which manifest, because at Bhava Bhakti, the two characteristics, the two characteristics of Uttama Bhakti, one is Sudurlabha and Moksha Labhutakrit manifest. And what is Sudurlabha? It is Sudurlabha. What is Sudurlabha? This Bhakti. Bhava Bhakti is very rare. And Bhava Bhakti is not attained by our endeavor. It is bestowed by the Lord. So, the potency in the form of the Ladini Shakti and the Samvit Shakti together combine and enter the heart of the sadhaka. When the sadhaka's heart is pure, Krishna's spiritual potency, the Ladini Shakti and the Samvit potency enter on the heart, and that what becomes the Bhakti Shakti. And this Tahi Bhav, which is one of the ingredients of rasa, this has to be there. This is the main component. And Rati is there, attraction is there to Krishna. And this attraction towards Krishna, who is the object of love, when it mixes with other ingredients, that is the Vibhav, Anubhav, Satviki Bhav, Sanchari Bhav, all combine to give rise to what is called as rasa. And this is experienced in its fullest at the stage of bhava. Real bhakti, real devotion begins from the transcendental platform, which is at the stage of bhava. So then all of you might be having a question, if we are sadhakas, we don't even know that we are practicing, whether we are practicing Shuddha Bhakti. So what is the point in studying it? Actually, even in the beginning stages of our practice of Krishna consciousness, we have tasted something which is very unique. Salpa Ruchi we have. We might not be at the stage of Ruchi, which is after Nishtha, but some taste in Bhakti we have relished. And that's why we find the taste of this material world inferior and we want to give up. We are battling with our sadhana to overcome the anarthas. So we have some taste. And that is what is impelling us to more and more advance in Krishna consciousness. So we need to understand what is that taste, spiritual taste, what I'm experiencing, what is that science, and that science is given in Bhakti Rasamrita. That's why we need to study it. Secondly, suppose we all have experience of tasting material things, which has also rasa. It is also rasa. And if the right ingredients are not there, and we taste that, and we think, oh, this is actually the real taste, then we are cheated. So, giving an example, just like take the example of rava, rava halwa. I'll be giving that example very soon. So rava halwa needs the ingredient rava. But if you use khaskhas, which also looks like rava, khaskhas, I don't know, poppy seeds, maybe they are called in English. So if you use khaskhas, poppy seeds, and make halwa, and you taste it and you find, there's something wrong. Why? The ingredients are wrong. Similarly, what are the ingredients which actually give rise to rasa, pure spiritual rasa, we need to know that, and we should be able to distinguish between what is pure bhakti ras and what is, abhas, or like the Sahajiyas imitate, these emotions, whether they are true. So to distinguish that, we need to study, although we are not situated in our Sthayi Bhav at Bhava level. This is the second reason we need to study. The third reason is that when we know that this is the goal that ultimately will attain rasa, and studying that itself will give you taste, because we need to attain, prayojan bodh. We have to have the knowledge of what actually we are going to get. What is the wealth you are going to get? Why are people materialist in this business organizations? Why they are striving so hard? Because they know that this is the wealth they are going to amass. This is a opulence they are going to amass. And for devotee, the prayojan is to attain bhakti ras. That is the real wealth. So in order to impel us more to progress faster in the abhidheya, knowing the prayojan also helps us. So these are the three reasons, primary reasons I can say, that we should know, although this is a very elevated topic, and we are still not at that level, but we need to still understand the science. And these are the three reasons we need to know. So let's come to the concept of rasa. It's a very important topic. Stay tuned, be attentive. And after I discuss this concept of rasa, then I will open the floor for question answers. That time we will just take up the questions. So concept of rasa, an overview by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is an extract from Prem Pradeep. Definition of rasa. In the nectar of devotion, again Bhaktivinoda Thakur is referring to nectar of devotion, that the word rasa is understood by different persons differently. The English dictionary includes a meaning sap, syrup, juice, and sentiment expressed or flavor contained in a writing. So, in the nectar of devotion, there is the word rasa, and the English dictionary includes this as sap, sap juice, syrup, juice. So there is rasa, mango juice. What a ras, mango ras is, aam ka ras. So this is a little gross, and then there is a subtle. Oh, the work of Shakespeare. As you keep on reading, there are multiple layers, and you can relish this poetry. So this is a kind of a sentiment and a flavor which is there in the writing. So this is a little subtle. This is gross. But scholars do not call the rasa of a tree rasa. So the scholars, don't call rasa of a tree rasa, because they explain mental rasa, which is superior to the rasa of ordinary tree. So the poets who write these writings, they, they are not, they don't say this is rasa. Actually, the poetry or the works in Shakespeare or any other works, they are actually rare rasa. This is superior to this ordinary rasa. In the same way, spiritualists also don't call the rasa of the material body and mind rasa, but the rasa which is naturally inherent in the soul is called rasa. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving rasa at three levels. Bodily level, where there is, tongue interacting with the sense objects of gulab jamun, you experience some taste, pleasure. Then in music, art, poetry, paintings, so many things, writings. So this is a mental rasa. But real rasa is what? The rasa of the soul, which is on the transcendental platform. And that's why I mentioned, only when you're situated on the transcendental platform, you're a liberated soul. At that time, you can relish the rasa of the soul, which is in relation to the supreme soul. So that happens at the stage of bhava, but it begins at the stage of nishta with the practice of raganuga bhakti. The rasa practice, or not the rasa practice, the sadhana to attain that particular bhav in the footsteps of whom the particular sadhaka is following, whether it is the gopis in the Madhurya Ras or Nanda and Yashoda in the Vatsal Ras, that begins. So at the stage of Nishtha only, he is quite relishing his devotion and is experiencing, but the full extent of exchange of rasa only happens at the stage of bhava between the soul and the supreme soul, when the sarupa of the soul is revealed and Krishna Swarup is revealed, and then there is exchange happening. So that is real rasa. That is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying. Okay. We sometimes here refer to rasa as date or sugarcane juice, date juice, sugarcane juice, or the byproducts like good, sugar, and rock candy. Everyone likes sweets, madhur ras. And we sometimes refer to rasa as a relationship between hero and heroine. So in the material world, the attraction between the male and the female, uh, or between the husband and the wife. So there is some rasa, mental rasa. But actually, we know that real rasa is the relationship between our souls and the soul of all souls, Sri Krishna. So real rasa is between the soul and the supreme soul. Okay. Now Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions what is the difference between rasa and bhava. The difference in bhava and rasa is that many bhavas unitedly give rise to rasa. So we are going to study now the bhakti, Bhagavad Bhakti ras. So what is rasa? Many bhavas unitedly give rise to rasa. When many bhavas come together, they give rise to rasa. Rasata is attained when all bhavas combine together. They have to combine together, and then there is rasa. Now, amongst all bhavas, the bhava which is prominent is called stahi bhav. So I mentioned that at the stage of bhava, one stahi bhav is known. And this stahi bhav combines with other ingredients, vibhav, anubhav, satviki bhav, sanchari bhav, and the combination gives rise to rasa. The combination gives rise to rasa. So among them, the bhava which is prominent is stahi bhav. That means stahi bhav has to be present in order to give rise to rasa. When only stahi bhav, the prominent stahi bhav is there, when it combines with others, it can only give rise to rasa. Amongst the other three bhavas, one is named vibhav, one is named anubhav, and one is named sanchari bhav. So you can see Bhaktivinoda Thakur is so meticulous and precise in his presentation. We know that there are five. One is stahi bhav, so there should be other four. But he doesn't include the Satviki bhavs, because Satviki bhavs, as we will study, they are involuntary. It's not that Mother Yashoda sees Krishna and out of ecstasy in her heart, that is on the transcendental platform, she doesn't say, hey, please stand on an end. No, these are natural transformations, involuntary transformations happening at the Shuddha Sattva platform, and it is not in the control of the devotee. So that's why he doesn't name here Satviki bhavs. So he says three. Bhava with the support of the other three becomes relishable and is transformed into rasa. So this Stahi bhav combines with this other three and four also you can say, and transforms into rasa. So now again I'm giving an example, difference between rasa and bhava. Now we all have tasted halwa, especially that halwa which is cooked in ghee. So the ingredients, we are speaking about the ingredients, rava, ghee, sugar, dry fruits, milk. Now when you combine all the together, we get halwa, and we taste halwa, we get the rasa. We taste and we feel some pleasure. So all these ingredients come together and give rise to halwa, which has rasa. Now among these bhavas, these are all bhavas, one which is prominent. Now among in the all the ingredients which are required to prepare halwa, which you think is the prominent or which should be the stahi bhav? I just now explained what is stahi bhav. One which is prominent is stahi bhav. So which should be the stahi bhav? Yes. Okay. Subheksha Krishna Prabhuji. 1 minute, let me unmute you. Where are you? Okay, right down there. Yes. You have to speak a little loudly, please. Okay. Haribol, are you there? Your audio is not clear. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll take Ashok Atma Prabhuji.
So Rava is the main ingredient.
Okay. Now suppose you have rava, and if one ingredient is missing and you taste the halwa and there is no taste, which will be that ingredient? If it goes
Sugar.
missing.
Sugar. Sugar.
So yes, you're true that it is halwa also, but actually it is sugar. And you know, you don't put sugar and you have rava, you have ghee, you have dry fruits, you have milk, and you make that rava and you see how bitter the faces will be. So this is a prominent one. Okay. The difference in bhava and rasa is that many bhavas unitedly give rise to rasa. This is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur, all these bhavas give rise to rasa. Now, everyone knows what is this. This is, the ingredients required to make a pizza. And today our devotees also more understand this. So that's why I'm giving example, although I have no, rasa for having pizza. That's not my diet. So when all these ingredients combine together, it gives rise to rasa. Now, in the ingredients, which is the prominent one? You think so? Let us see. Which is called as a stahi bhav, you can see. Who will answer this? Yes, Sunita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hmm.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I'm able
It
to.
is the base.
Yes, excellent. It is the
It
base.
is the base.
Not the base, It will not be pizza only. Yes, excellent. Okay. So now I mentioned that there is Tahi Bhav, which is the prominent rasa, which has to be there, prominent bhava. And then it combines with other bhavas, Vibhav, Anubhav, Sanchari Bhav, and Satviki. And combining with all, it gives rise to rasa. Now hold on for questions. After I finish the discussion, then I will take up questions. Okay, then now what is Vibhav? Now we'll come to these definitions from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but I'm just giving you a Vibhav is that which stimulates Tahi Bhav or causes of ecstasy, as Prabhupada says. And within Vibhav, there is two divisions, Alamban and Uddipan. And within Alamban, there is Vishay Alamban, subject, and Ashay Alamban. It has two subdivisions. Because in order to relish rasa, there have to be two. So Alamban is support. It's like a support. There has to be the Vishay and the Ashay. Just like, this is standing, and at least two are required in order to relish rasa. So there is the object of love and there is the subject of love. Two have to be there for exchanging rasa. Otherwise, rasa exchange cannot happen. There is gulab jamun, it's dead matter, but it is object. And there is a tongue, that is the subject. And then there is the male and the female. And there is exchange of rasa in the form of conjugal love. And there is Krishna, who is the object of love, Vishay, and the devotee, who is the abode of love, or is the shelter of love. So there is Vishay Alamban and Ashay Alamban. So what is Vibhav? There is already a Stahi Bhav. Just like take the example of a mother. She has Vatsalya prem towards the child. That is her Stahi Bhav. And moment she sees the child, she, naturally, spontaneously in her heart, there is, Vatsalya, affection, love springing out, right? So the face of the child, the beautiful curly hairs of the child, so these are like the Vishaya for the mother, and the mother has Vatsalya Prem in her heart, she becomes the Ashraya. So that is, Vishaya and Ashraya with respect to Alaman. Uddipan are related to the Vishaya, which uh, stimulate the uh, Stahi Bhav or stimulate the Rasa. Now, again, giving the example of the child, uh, the child is out gone to the school, the mother is cleaning the home, and suddenly she sees the picture of the child. The moment she sees the picture, her affection for the child, her remembrance comes, and she feels affection. So the picture of the child acted like a uddipan, or she sees the shoes of the child, the dress which is hanging. Oh, this is my child's dress. So like that, uddipans are related to the Vishay, which again invoke the Stahi Bhav, or which invoke Rasa, I can say. Now, Uddipans in different rasas. In the Sakya ras, the bugle, horn, and the stick will, Krishna, when he morning blows his bugle, all the friends, oh yes, now we are going to go and play. So they understand that becomes a Uddipan for Sakya ras, exchanging of Sakya rasa. In the Vatsalya ras, for Mother Yashoda, Krishna's ornaments, curly hairs, ankle bells, we all mothers know, when the child wears ankle bells and is moving here and there, how much, rasa, Vatsalya Prem, the mother's experience. For the Madhurya Ras, it is the flute, the full moon night, all that becomes Uddipan. So this is some examples. We will be studying this quite in detail, don't worry. So now, already Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentioned about Rasa, which is more on a bodily platform, then on a mental platform, and then on a spiritual platform. So he says there are three types of Rasa: worldly Rasa, heavenly Rasa, and spiritual Rasa. Okay, now he is going to define Vibhav, Anubhav, Satviki Bhav, and Sanchari Bhav. So don't worry, we'll go to that. When referring to worldly rasa, four types of bhavas are observed: Stahi Bhav, Vibhav, Anubhav, and Sanchari Bhav. Let us see the example of Parthiva ras. Parthiva means material, made of earth. A few bhavas appear on seeing a sweet delicacy. Oh, today there is gulab jamun. You have a stahi bhav of having fondness for sweets. Some people have a stahi bhav fondness for spicy items, and moment they see chatpata or masala pav bhaji, wow, today there is a pungent item. So their stahi bhav might be sweet item or a pungent item, like that. And moment they see, a few bhavas appear. What are they? First, the rati, attachment to the sweet rasa, is called stahi bhav. So this is called stahi bhav, I explained. The object of that rati is vibhav. The object can be gulab jamun, or for when somebody who likes pungent, chaat, masala, bhel puri, something like that. That becomes the vibhav. There are two types of objects as ashray, shelter, and vishay, or subject. Now, just with this little knowledge, we have already identified vibhav, that is the object, alamban. It is alamban, vishay alamban. Vishay alamban is, the gulab jamun or the chaat masala. Now, ashray, in this case, what do you think is the ashray? Raise your hands. Think about it for a moment. Take time. No hurry. The Vishay Alamban, which is Vibhav, is the sweet gulab jamun. The Stahi Bhav is sweet for a person who likes chaat masala. The Stahi Bhav is, pungent item. And the chaat masala is the Vishay Alamban, Vibhav. It is in Vibhav. So what is the Ashray? The subject. Who is the subject? Because in order to exchange rasa, there have to be two. I want to hear others. Subhiksha Krishna Prabhuji, you can directly only send message to me, huh? So that, yes, I want you to send the message to me. I think so you're not able to participate through. Yes, Birendra Prabhuji. Yes.
Prabhu, it is tongue of the person who is
Yes, excellent.
Israel.
Maya Narasimha Prabhu, you had something else to say, or you agree with me?
Same, Prabhu. I was also thinking it's tongue, Prabhu.
Excellent, excellent. So you're all doing well. You all know the science of rasa. See? Yeah. That which has attachment for the sweet, the human tongue is the ashraya or shelter, that towards which the attachment rushes. The good is the vishay or the subject. So you got this, right? All the qualities of temptation which exist in the vishay are called uddipan. Especially the temptation in the gulab jamun might be that the gulab jamun is just hot fried and there are steam coming out. Or in the bhel puri, there might be some dressing on top of it with shave and some masala on top added and something on top of it, something else, some something is a papad is floating on it, cut and some jellies or something like that. So all the temptations are uddipan because uddipan, what it does, it agitates more towards the Vishaya. Like for the gopis, the full moon night agitates the Madhurya Ras. The flute agitates their Madhurya Ras. So the temptations are Uddipan. I hope you're getting little understanding of what is Uddipan. When the attachment is awakened from the seed, then whatever symptoms are manifest are called as Anubhav. When you see, oh, today there is Gulab Jamun, and you have love for Gulab Jamun, and you manifest symptoms of oh, you raise your hand, wow, today there's gulab jamun. So this love which is exhibited in the form of raising the hands, symptoms, this is called as anubhav. So that's why Prabhupada terms it as subsequent ecstasy. In order to nourish that attachment, feelings such as joy are called sanchari bhav. Some person might start jumping and dancing. Today there is in the feast gulab jamun. I happened to meet one of my friend, he's a grahastha, and I just gave him an apple, and his daughter started having the apple, and she was jumping up and high. And I asked what happened to her. So he told, she loves apples. Moment she gets apple, she starts jumping, and all that ecstasy she was experiencing are sanchari bhavs. So sanchari bhavs are transient emotions like the waves in the ocean. Suddenly they rise up high and then they come down. So they embellish more the stahi bhav. When attachment for sweets become palatable by support of these bhavas, that is sweet rasa. Usually, there is no ashtasattvic vikars which might manifest because of seeing gulab jamun. So that's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur only includes 4 here. Okay, now I will ask devotees, they have to identify and tell me in this picture, what is the Vishay Alamban here? Raise your hands who would like to answer. Don't type it. If you want to type it, you have to type it to me only. Vishay Alamban. That is Vibhav. Okay. Okay. How many? Only 3 have raised their hand. 4. Okay. First, I'll give a chance to Priya Mataji. Priya Mataji, yes. Vishay Alamban.
Vishaya Alamban are the cookies, the object.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. What is the Ashray Alamban, Ashokatma Prabhuji?
Anubhava.
No, no. What is the Ashray Alamban? There have to be 2 things, Vishay and Ashray.
Ashray. Okay.
Object and subject. What is the subject here?
Subject is that cookies.
Ah, that is the object, Vishay. She has already answered. Okay, it will take.
Attachment.
No. Okay, Govinda Prabhuji. Where are you? Yes, Govinda Prabhuji.
Is tongue.
Excellent. His tongue, you know, attachment to the sweet rasa, that is, biscuits. His tahi bhav is that. Okay. And you have identified the Vishaya Alaman, the Ashaya Alaman. Now, what is Anubhav here? Can anyone, what is the Anubhav here? Anubhav. Who will answer this? What is the Anubhav here? Vinita Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danpat Pranam. The expression of the child holding his fists and looking at the cookies.
Excellent. The hands he has raised. This is the symptom he has manifested. That is Anubhav. And then what is the Uddipan here? Let us see who will answer. What is the Uddipan? Rajesh Pandey Prabhuji. What is the Uddipan?
Hare Krishna Roji. So your Deepan is the thing to biscuits,
Pardon?
the cookies on the plate.
The cookies are already Vishay. Now within the Vishay, there can be something which will more agitate the Ashray.
The smell,
subject
the
of-
hot,
Huh?
the smell coming from the biscuit. That may.
Pardon?
The Prabhuji, smell from the biscuit.
Well, okay. So there can be, of course, in the picture, I could not get a picture. If the cookies are having some icing on top and they are, they're smelling and they're brownish, more brownish, all this, become Uddipan.
Uddipan.
Okay. Kindly maintain silence, otherwise that will disturb the class. That is Uddipan. So you have identified now Vibhav, Anubhav, Sanchari Bhav. Sanchari Bhav. What is Sanchari Bhav here? Of course, again, it is a little difficult, but now with the concept a little bit clear to you, you can answer. What is the Sanchari Bhav? Yes, Vinita Mataji.
The at the look of the delicious cookies, his eyes and his
Yes,
expression,
excellent. A kind of emotion raises.
emotions,
Yes, so that are the Sanchari Bhavs.
transient waves.
So Vibhav, Alaman, Vishay, sweet biscuits. Vibhav, Alaman, Ashray, the tongue. Temptations in the Vishay are called Udipan, hot, crispy, cream, smell. As Rajesh Pandey said, smell. Anubhav is the voluntary action from heightened affection for the sweet biscuits, hand raised. And here, feelings such as joy, and he starts jumping up, are called Sanchari Bhav, that nourish attachment. So the Satviki Bhavas are not here. Ecstasy in the form of hair standing on end. Okay. Now, let's go a little further. Mental rasa. A simple example is the mother and the child relationship. The child's beautiful face, for example, can heighten her motherly affection. That is the Stahi Bhav. Her child's face corresponds to Vibhav. Anubhav is an action that results from heightened affection for the child. Perhaps she will embrace her child. This corresponds to Anubhav. So the love is there. And, voluntary that love manifests in the form of symptoms like the mother might open her arms to hug the child. Satviki Bhav is the involuntary reaction that results from heightened affection for the child. Suppose the child is playing and suddenly from the steps he falls and he goes rolling, and the mother's Vatsalya Prem goes to an height. She leaves everything and runs and rushes. And suddenly, she'll hold the child tightly to her, chest and see whether he's hurt and all. And she might experience some emotions like, hair is on standing on end or some kind of horripation. So all these are involuntary reaction. That is because of a heightened affection. Vyabhichari Bhav is an emotional experience that results from the intensified affection for the light. So the mother has experiencing because of this incident an intensified affection, and this is like a wave. That is why this is called as Vyabhichari Bhav. Okay, spiritual rasa. Vibhav is that which stimulates one's eternal affection for Krishna. And I mentioned that this eternal affection for Krishna is revealed at the stage of bhava. But it doesn't mean that we are not, because we don't know our constitutional position, but we are das. And serving, beginning in our practices of Krishna consciousness, we start experiencing a kind of a relish and a mellow, which is very unique. But we need to know that science and how we can proceed ahead and understand why we are experiencing this and what are these emotions. So this all is explained in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So understanding it helps us to more go towards the goal, and that's why we should study it. Anubhav is the action that results from heightened affection for Krishna. Satviki bhava is the involuntary reaction that results from the heightened affection for Krishna. Vyabhichari bhava is an emotional experience that results from intensified affection for Krishna when Mother Ashoda saw Krishna enwrapped in the deadly coils of Kaliya. So, Mother Yashoda has a Sahi Bhav of Vatsalya Prem towards Krishna, and the Anubhavas can be her opening of arms, but especially when she saw Krishna in the coils of Kaliya, her affection heightened and she started experiencing, she collapsed there and she experienced involuntary reactions in the form of Satvika Bhavas like the Satvika Vikars. So this became, intensified affection when Krishna was in the coils of Kaliya. So I was mentioning yesterday that without the lens of the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and the science of Rasa, entering into the 10th canto especially, and in the entire Bhagavatam, where the science of Rasa, how, different reciprocations of spiritual emotions are happening between Krishna and his devotees, we cannot enter into it. That's why the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is the lens through which we can understand Bhagavatam, as mentioning. Stahi Bhava is one's eternal mood of affection for Krishna, Shant, Das, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. And within Mahaprabhu's movement, these four are prominent, and within that, there is a Madhurya Ras. Okay. Now, in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Vibhav, Ashray Alamban is always devotee, and Vishay is Krishna. From Krishna's viewpoint, devotee becomes Vishay. He has love and affection for his devotee. So for Krishna, devotee becomes the Vishay, and Krishna has love for him. So Krishna becomes the Ashray. So in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, always the Vishay is Krishna. So again, now here, who will point out the Vishay Alamban? Maya Narasimha Prabhuji, yes.
For devotee, Vishya Alamban is Krishna.
Yes. And what is the Ashray Alamban here? Who is here?
For devotee himself.
Who is the devotee?
Yashodamai.
Yashodamaya. What is the Stahi Bhav here?
Parental affection.
Okay. Now my next question is, in this picture, you have to point out the Anubhav. Where is the Anubhav?
Raising up the both the hands.
Okay. I want also others to participate. So kindly raise your hands also. Okay. Okay. Yes. Let us now go. Okay. Anubhav. Now, what is the Uddipan here? Who will answer? What is the Uddipan here? Think about it. It's not so evident, but you can understand. Krishna is coming back from the forest. Maya Narasimha Prabhuji. What about others? Tirtpad Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, like peacock feather, garland.
Okay. Excellent. Kalyani Mataji. What can be the Uddipan here more?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. As cows, as Krishna is coming with the cows, that the dust is coming.
Yes. The sunset, the Godhuli, heighten her Vatsalya Prem starts, manifesting. Oh, Krishna is coming. So already she has not seen the Vishay, but related to the Vishay, the Uddipans, activate her Stahi Bhav, Vatsalya Prem. So that is Udipan. Excellent, excellent, very good. So here we are coming. Vatsalya Ras is the Sai Bhav, Vishay, Vibhav, Alaman, Vishay, Krishna, Vibhav, Alaman, Ashray, Yashoda. Temptations in the Vishay are called Udipan, Sunset, Goduli. Devotees also said in the chat. Anubhav is the voluntary heightened action from heightened affection for object of love. Here, opening of the arms. Feelings such as joy are called Sanchari Bhav that nourish attachment. Okay. Swariga Ras is broader and more magnanimous than Parthiva Ras because its subject is more subtle than matter. It's on the mental level. As Swarga Ras is broader and more magnanimous than Parthiva Ras, in the same way Vaikuntha Ras is unlimitedly broader and more magnanimous than Swarga Ras. So these exchanges of emotions between the mother and the child, the husband and the wife, all these we are experiencing, and this is what rasa we are relishing. These are the perverted reflections of the eternal spiritual rasa between Krishna and his devotees, which is called as the Vaikuntha Ras. In Parthiva Ras, there is only one relationship, the relationship between the enjoyer and what is enjoyed. In Swarga Ras, there are four relationships, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. But in Swarga Ras, the object of rasa is improper and unworthy. That is why Swarga Ras cannot be eternal. In Vaikuntha Ras, there are 5 types of relation: Shant, Das, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. Vaikuntha Ras is eternal, Swarga Ras is imperfect because the ingredients are all temporary. The body is made of matter and it will be destroyed. Therefore, it is short-lived and a source of embarrassment and insignificant fruits. So this is the comparison what he does between Parthiva, Swargiya and Vaikuntha Rasa. Okay, so now you are already thorough with the whole Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Southern Division overview. So what is the dynamics of rasa? There is a basic connection to the flavor of a thing. That connection is stimulated somehow. A tangible result from the stimulation and expression. An automatic tangible express result, an involuntary expression, and an emotional result. So now, with this little bit knowledge, tell me, there is a basic connection to the flavor of a thing. So which is this among the 5? Vibhav, Anubhav, Satviki Bhav, Sanchari Bhav, Sahi Bhav. Okay, there is Ashokatma Prabhuji. Yes.
Vishaya Prabhu.
There is a basic connection to the flavor of the thing. Anyone else? Somebody else had also raised hand. Priya Mataji.
There is a basic connection to the flavor of the thing is Vibhava.
Think about it. Maya Narsimha Prabhuji.
Sthai.
Hare Krishna. In the spiritual status, it is that Sthai Bhav, there is eternal connection with the
Because
Jiva and the Lord.
without the Stahi Bhav being present, other ingredients mixing and giving rise to rasa is not possible. So there has to be that basic connection. So that is the Stahi Bhav. And that connection is stimulated somehow. What is this? Tell me. Who will answer this? Who will answer this? One hand has been raised. I'll ask now Shruti Mataji, are you there? Hare Krishna. Are you there, Shruti Mataji? Gopi Geet Mataji?
I'm there, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So what is that connection? That connection is stimulated somehow. What is this among the different bhavas? Vibhav, Anubhav, Satviki Bhav, Sanchari Bhav. This is Tahi Bhav, we know. So what is that? What is this?
I'm sorry, Prabhuji. I'm not able to answer. This thing was disturbed a little bit.
Okay, so then you have to be in a place where you can focusly be in the discussions. Very important.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Kalyani Mataji, yes. Yes.
Prabhuji, Vibhav.
Excellent. Okay. A tangible result from the stimulation and expression. What is this? Raise your hands. Govindat Prabhuji. Yes. Yes, I've unmuted you.
Prabhuji, Anubhav.
Excellent. An automatic tangible result and involuntary expression. So what is this? Vinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. That is Satvika Bhav.
Yes, Satviki Bhav. And emotional result, and that is the last one.
Emotional result is Vyabhicharini Bhav
Yeah, Vabhichari or Sanchari. Vabhichari or Bhav or a Sanchari Bhav it is called.
or Sanchari Bhav.
Yes, so basic connection, Sai Bhav, a type of affection towards Krishna. Stimulants, that which stimulates the Sai Bhav is Vibhav, simple. Things related to that affection. Voluntary expression, Anubhav, ways of expressing the stimulated affection. Involuntary expressions are Satviki Bhavs, crying, shivering, and emotions, Vabhachari, non-physical expression like rapture or remorse. Okay, so that ends our discussion. So what this Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is going to do is, it is going to take us from the material world of Bhavasagar, ocean of birth and death. And, it's very unique. There is a bank and there are two oceans. It's very rare. The Jiva is the marginal energy which is there on the bank. And now he's in the material ocean, always eaten by the crocodiles and sharks in the form of birth, death, old age, disease. And when he gets liberation, he's just sitting on the bank here. He doesn't have a gross body nor subtle body. He's liberated and he's experiencing bliss because he doesn't have no misery. That is negation. There is no happiness, in fact. Just negation of misery is there. But only when he enters into this Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, ocean of rasa, in relationship of Krishna, then he can experience real bliss. So Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu will take us from the Bhavasagar to the ocean of Bhakti Ras in relationship to Krishna. Okay. Can I just finish this few slides and then take up the questions? I told that I will be taking questions at 8:10, 15 minutes, but just 3-4 slides are there. I will just take this and then we'll stop for question answers. Kindly see that there's no any background disturbance so that we can focus. Now, this is again from the Jaiva Dharma. In chapter 26, Introduction to Rasa Tattva, the Principles of Spiritual Mellow. Jaiva Dharma is in the form of a novel where there is conversation happening. And there are these characters. It will come up. Vajranath, I think, and Vijay Kumar. They go to Jagannath Puri to understand higher subjects. His spiritual master from Navdeep, they are initiated there. They are practicing bhakti. They tell him, you go there after Bhava explaining all that. Now go and understand rasa from Gopal Guru Goswami, who is in the Radhakant Mutt in Gambira. So they go there. They ask Prabhu, we are keen to learn Rasa Tattva, the truth of spiritual mellows. If we are allowed to hear about Rasa Tattva and Krishna Bhakti from your lips, that will be a great blessing for us. You are the chief perceptor of the Nimananda disciplic line, and in line from Sri Chaitanya, you are the bona fide successor of Srila Sarup Damodar Goswami. Because Gopal Goswami came in this line. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarup Damodar, then Vakreshwar Pandit, Gopal Guru Goswami. We offer our respects to you as you are the world Acharya. Whatever we hear from you about Rasa Tattva will crown our research and study with success. Srila Goswami was extremely pleased to have a quite unexpectedly found two such worthy disciples. That is Sri Gopal Guru Goswami. Now he says, Gopal Guru Goswami says, Rasa is an unparalleled and most esoteric tattva Rasa Tattva is the fully blossomed flower of transcendental pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. When Krishna Bhakti reaches the pinnacle of purity and becomes dynamically active, it is transformed into Krishna Bhakti Ras, the mellows of devotion to Krishna. So what does this indicate? This statement indicates that when Krishna Bhakti reaches at the pinnacle, but sadhya, that means when we attain Bhava Bhakti, then actually the activity of the soul in one sense begins. And that transforms into the Sai Bhav combining with the Samagri will give rise to Bhakti Ras. Vrajanath asks a question. Is eligibility for Krishna Bhakti Ras gained through previous practice? Goswami, Gopal Guru Goswami. This question does not have a simple answer. I shall have to elaborate upon the subject. You should try to understand it. You must have heard about Krishna Rati, loving attachment to Krishna. Rati is Bhava, I told, otherwise known as Tahi Bhav. Steady mood of devotion from your Guru's aid. So you need to have that steady mood, continuous ecstasy. That is Tahi Bhav. That can be affection in the form of Sakya, Dasya, Vatsalya or Madhurya. When Stahi Bhav is fanned and nurtured for a long time by Samagri Bhav, the ingredients of Rasa, it involves into Krishna Bhakti Ras, the sublimely relishable mellows of Shuddha Bhakti to Krishna. So Stahi Bhav has to be fanned and nurtured for a long time. The Samagri is Vibhav, Anubhav, Sanchari Bhav and Sattvic Bhav. These are called as Samagri Bhav. These are Samagris, ingredients. Even the Stahi Bhav is Samagri, but it is little distinguished. Vajranath, kindly speak about Stahi Bhav and Samagri Bhav. Srila Gurudev has explained Bhava to us, but we have not yet heard how the mingling of Samagri Bhav with Stahi Bhav produces Krishna Bhakti Ras. And you have already now heard this. Goswami, Bhava Bhakti and Krishna Rati flourish in the heart of the devotee because of his involvement in Bhakti in his present or previous lifetimes. This is especially in the case of Bilvamangal Thakur. In his previous lifetime, he had attained Bhava, and when he came in touch with Chintamani, it got ignited, and then he took shelter of Somgari, and then further it blossomed. They embody spiritual bliss, which is at mature stage transforms into Krishna Bhakti Ras. Samagri Bhav is divided into 4 groups known as Vibhav, that which causes the appearance of Rati, Krishna Rati, Anubhav, subsequent ecstasy, Satviki Bhav, constitutional ecstasy, because from the constitution of the soul this manifests. Vaibichari Bhav, aggressive ecstasy, also known as Sanchari Bhav, continuously existing ecstatic symptoms. So these are the 4 Samagris I mentioned to you. Now he goes on to define Vibhav, which you have already studied. Vibhav, which is also known as Krishna Prem, is in 2 divisions: Alamban, basic cause, and Udipan, awakening stimuli. Alamban is the basic cause that gives rise to Rati. It is a basic, it has to be there. There has to be Alamban. Without the support of Vishay and Ashray, there cannot be exchange of Rasa. Divine love, and is divided into 2 parts: Vishay, the beloved, and Ashray, the lover and the beloved. The beloved object is Vishay, and the one who embraces love is the Ashray. Thus, one who possesses Rati is Ashray, and the one who is the aim of that love is Vishay. The heart of the devotee embraces Rati, hence the devotee is the Ashray, and as Krishna is the object of the devotee's love, so he is the Vishay. I hope you are following. Vajranath, as you have said, Vibhav is divided into 2: Alamban, the basic cause of transcendental love, and Udipan, items related to Krishna that stimulate the transcendental love. Alamban is again divided into 2: Vishay, the object of love, and Ashray, the receptacle of love. You have mentioned that Krishna is the Vishay and that the devotee is the Ashray. Now a question arises, is it possible that Krishna be also the Ashray of transcendental love? Goswami answers, certainly, as we have mentioned previously, when the devotee loves Krishna, Krishna is the Vishay and the devotee is Ashray. However, when Krishna loves the devotee, Krishna is the Ashray and the devotee is the Vishay. So just a basic, again, quite elaborate discussion is there. When we discuss the verses, we will go into that further. So having this background of the concept of Rasa, Tomorrow, we will now go into Vibhav, Anubhav, Satviki Bhav, Vyabhichari Bhav, Stahi Bhav, definitions given in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu verses. We'll go into the verses and try to understand. And I hope that time it will become clear. That's why please don't miss the classes. Otherwise, if you miss one class, then you'll not understand the next, because it is a very systematic theology Rupa Goswami is developing step by step, and you have to be present in the discussions. Okay, I leave the room for questions. Only those who raise their hands now for questions, I will take up, and further I will not take up questions. So there are only 2 hands raised. Anyone else has any questions? 3, 4. Okay, Chandrasekhar. Ashokatma, 5. Okay, 5. We take away. Chandrasekhar.
Yes, Prabhuji,
Uh,
you said in Swaragya Rasa,
no.
it's not eternal.
Yes. It
But
is mental rasa. Mental rasa, because it is not springing from the soul, it is springing from the mind. You know, the relationship between, in this world of friendship, there is, friendship, but it is not at the soul platform. It is basically on the mental platform first.
Exactly.
The object also is not focused. There's a deeper relationship, just not a gross relationship in friendship. And the object is the body and the mind. Again, both will be destroyed. They're temporary. The ingredients are temporary. That's why, although it is at a
True.
superior subtle, but still it is
But
temporary.
we can't reach by Vatsalya Bhav also to that level if we make an efforts after
I'm
purification of
understanding
body.
what Vatsalya Bhav, you are
See,
speaking.
you have written
Vatsalya Bhav,
all the 5 rasas. You said at the bodily level. Okay.
No, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. You have to understand the concepts very clearly. Which 5 rasas you're speaking?
In Swaragya Rasa you have mentioned.
Swargya ras, there are only 4. Dasya, Sakya,
Vatsalya,
Vatsalya, Madhurya.
Vatsalya is there, right? But if one qualifies himself or herself in Vatsalya Rasa by purity,
No. It is always material at the mental platform. The emotions, what she is experiencing is not from this, soul platform. It is because of the bodily relationship which, the mother has towards the son, because the son is coming from the body of the mother. Yes. And the ingredients are temporary. That's why Prabhupada said bhakti is very close to the selfless love of a mother and a child, but it's very close, but that's not bhakti. Shuddha bhakti is on the spiritual platform when when you realized your Sarupa, you're on the transcendental platform, and then you know your rasa with Krishna, whether it is Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, and then there is reciprocation totally on the transcendental platform between the soul and the supreme soul. Then there is exchange of rasa and spiritual. Material Vatsalya ras can never come to the spiritual platform. It is not at all spiritual. First of all, understand. No matter, it might be glorified in this world to any high degree, but still it is material. Is it clear?
yes, Prabhuji.
And you have to study the Bhakti Rasamrita in the Eastern Divinity many times. Then these subjects will become more clear also. Yes, Vinita Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I have a confusion that to understand the word tattva, like it is mentioned many times. So when you show the slide and I can identify, but when it is about some scene or some story or pastime told, then we are asked what is the tattva. So that time it's the logic or
Tattva is the philosophical understanding.
okay.
Right now, we are trying to philosophically understand these terminologies and how the ingredients combine together and give rise to us. This is tattva. Once you understand the tattva and then you experience yourself, maybe go to the dham and, suddenly chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, tears start coming. and it's involuntary. So, these emotions, what we experience, they are very rare actually, and they're the most precious gems in this universe. No material gem can compare to that. So those experiences are a little bit hint of a little transcendental reality. And that, tattva, with that experience, you're relishing a little rasa. So tattva leads to rasa. That is what
Okay.
we need to understand.
Okay. And Prabhuji, now you mentioned that the emotions that we experience when we go to Dham. And Prabhuji asked a previous question. So those are from the soul or those are from the mind?
Again, we'll have to study Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu,
Eastern Division.
Eastern Division. I'm not going to answer this on this show.
Okay, Prabhuji,
I
I'll do
want
it.
that you all keep on studying it for the next coming year. Everything
Okay,
is
Prabhuji.
discussed in Bhava Bhakti, Ratyabhas, everything is discussed there. It's a long subject. So we'll have to go to that. Questions only related to the topic here. Priya Mataji.
You said the lineage from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Swarup Damodar and then Vakreshwar Pandit and then Gopal.
Gopal
I
Guru
missed the
Goswami. And then after Gopal Goswami, there was Dhyan Chandra Goswami. So like that, this knowledge of the rasa was delivered in this one parampara. There's another parampara, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Swarup Damodar to Raghunath Das Goswami, because Raghunath Das Goswami was instructed by Swarup Damodar. And we follow that. And this is called as the esoteric path, and this is called as the exoteric path, or the Bhaya Pantha and the Antara Pantha. And that's why follow the Antara Pantha, because that is what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada followed. Again, this is a vast topic, but this is what you have to understand now. There is the external path, the internal path. The external path parampara is Mahaprabhu, Swarup Damodar, Vakreshwar Pandit, Gopal Guru Goswami. That discussion is happening in the Jaiva Dharma. That's also valid path, but Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur saw that it had got corrupted because of these various upper sampradayas. The internal path cannot be imitated because it requires the internal purification of the heart. And that's why Raghunath Das Goswami is our Prayojan Acharya, and he has given works by which we can internally purify our heart and enter into the deeper purifications in Raganuga Bhakti and attain perfection. And Manashiksha is one such book. Okay.
Yeah, and you said two people, Vrajanath and one more, I missed the name.
Vijay Kumar. They are characters in that book.
Vijay Kumar.
Okay. Yes, Maya Narasimha Prabhuji, the last question for the day.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. In the beginning of the course itself, you have made it clear, and was there in the Eastern Division also, that Bhava Bhakti is attained only by the grace of the Lord or by the perfection of his sadhana bhakti.
Yes.
So this Rasa Tattva, what we are trying to discuss, can a Vaidhi sadhana bhakta can able to appreciate and able to experience these glimpses at least in his practice, or he has to wait for that grace to come?
I mentioned already in my discussion why we should study this, because we have to study the Eastern Division and understand what exactly is pure devotion. What is sadhana bhakti? What is Vaidhi sadhana bhakti? What is Raghunath Sundari? And we have to qualify as sadhakas. And by practicing, this is Abhidaya Jnana, slowly we start attaining Prayojan. And if we don't know these concepts, and we might think, oh, this is actually real rasa. As I was mentioning the example of halwa, instead of putting rava, you put the poppy seeds or the kaskas and and you eat it, and you think this is rasa. So similarly, there is if the wrong ingredients are there, then you're not going to get rasa. So if you're practicing sadhana and you're not relishing, then something is going wrong. You're not practicing. Abhidaya Tattva is wrong. So Abhidaya Tattva, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is a Abhidaya Shastra. So we need to study. And another reason I told is Prayojan. When we know that this is what rasa we'll attain with Krishna, that will impel us to practice Abhidaya. And that's why in Tattvata we have to understand. We might not be at that platform, But even in our practicing stages, as beginners, I can say, we are experiencing certain spiritual emotions. Now, what are they? We don't actually understand, but we are experiencing, and that is what is keeping us in spiritual life. So we would like to, enhance that experience and practice more bhakti, more sincerely, so that the anarth nivritti can happen. So understanding the tattva will slowly lead to rasa also, and it will lead to purification, because the more you understand tattva, all the misgivings in the heart are given. That means anarth nivritti is happening. So we need to study it. Is it okay?
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So we'll stop for now, and tomorrow we will take the discussion of the verses from Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and hopefully it will become clear when the definitions are discussed, because we have already built on today in the concepts, everything, all this. Thank you very, very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad ki Jai. Hare Krishna.